Okay, we are recording. Holy cow, there we go.
Hey.
I for some reason I wasn't logged in on my computer. I don't know. But anyway, okay. So, things going over or what we're going to go over tonight is just kind of recapping on stuff that they talked about at Super Saturday. Obviously, you were there, so you heard it all, but we can kind of dig a little bit deeper into that. And then, of course, for anybody that wasn't there and they watch this recording, they will be caught up on everything that they missed out on. The first thing that I wanted to touch on was just the idea of the theme that they had at Super Saturday. They called it St. Louis Shows Up. They're really in the midst of trying to grow the St. Louis Super Saturday because it's not one of the bigger, more prominent ones right now. And as you grow your Super Saturdays in size, then that's when you get more opportunity for the master trainers to be there, or the celebrity trainers, I'm sorry. So like Autumn and Joel and all of them, they are the celebrity trainers. They of course only go to the bigger ones. And so they host Super Saturdays all over the country. If you are an Emerald coach or above, you can host your own. And I hosted my own one time, and I literally had two of my local coaches show up, and we met at the Y. We did a group workout together off of Beachbody on Demand, and then maybe I had three show up. I can't remember. And then we went to my mom and dad's house because my apartment is so tiny. And I literally made us tacos and we sat and watched the Super Saturday video because when you host your own Super Saturday, you just have to fill out this form and they send you the content to share. So if you're ever in a time and place when you can't get to a Super Saturday, don't be afraid to host your own, even if it's just you in your living room. You'll still be sent the content and you could at least, be up to date on the announcements that they're giving. But with that being said, and I'm speaking in general terms here because I know that people are going to watch the recording later, but live events, you guys, I think really make or break the coaching journey for a lot of people. If you go several months or even a couple years without going to any type of live event, I don't think that you fully understand the environment and the brand and the company as a whole. You don't get the the personal experience of what Team Beachbody really means. And I know I've shared this before, but for my first summit that I went to in 2017, so that would have been last year, I went by myself essentially. Like I went with my mom and dad, but in terms of like other coaches, I didn't have really any coaches of my own at like whatsoever. So of course there were none with me. And like my upline Aaron was not there. Like I was pretty much by myself. So I still remember though just walking around kind of the convention center where they were holding everything like the night that everybody was getting there. I was there for classic, so I was getting my spray tan and all that. But just walking around, I just remember thinking in my head, like, holy shit, I am a part of something incredible right now. And this just makes me feel like I have a place. In the past, I basically after high school, I felt really lost on who I was and what I was supposed to be doing. I didn't want to be in college. I had no career that was in mind. And even though I'd been doing Beachbody for several months prior to that while I was in college, I didn't get the full effect until I was there around so many other coaches who I knew that they were there for the same reasons. Obviously we all have different goals, different visions for ourselves, but we're all there for the same mission. So Summit, of course, is the biggest event you can get yourself to. And if that's, obviously that's still far away, there's Super Saturdays in between now and then. We will have the next one January 12th. And, assuming that I know it would depend on weather at that time of year, unfortunately, but I would like to attend, the St. Louis or the Chicago one again. So that's something we can talk about as a team when that gets a little bit closer, figure out what ones there are to go to around here. But you can always, if you're not local, like I know, Monica's like 6 hours from here, so she probably needs something closer. Just Google Beachbody Super Saturday, and it'll take you to the FAQ. It'll have the dates listed. It'll show you how you can look for them in your area, how you can host your own, that type of thing. And so anytime that I sign a new coach, I'm trying to get into the habit of immediately telling them about the next live event and, giving them the date and being like, I know that you're new. I know that you're, trying to figure things out, but this is going to be our next, team bonding experience, essentially. I want you to get there if you can. So anyway, I liked the theme that they had. I kind of got off topic with that. St. Louis shows up because that is what you have to do in your business and in your fitness every single day. You just have to show up. That doesn't mean that you're perfect. It doesn't mean that you have to, be anything special. You just have to show up. And that is where you build consistency. Consistency is where you gain trust and loyalty from the people that follow you. And that's how you get people attracted to what you're doing, to the point that they become interested in what you're doing, to the point that they want what you have. So show up every single day. That consistency is your superpower, okay? Now, one thing that, gosh, this hair keeps falling in my face, that they touched on the video from corporate, it's the holidays. We'll say it's the holidays right now because it's almost Halloween. And then we know before we know it, Thanksgiving and Christmas will be here, okay? This is not the time of year when people have health and fitness at the forefront of their mind. We all know that. A majority of us are, not exactly as focused on it as we probably were at the beginning of the year, because we're human too. It's not like we have to be completely perfect all the time. That's not what being a coach means. But that doesn't mean that you don't invite, and it doesn't mean that you can't hit Success Club, that you can't grow your following, that you can't run successful challenge groups, that you can't grow your team. So I know that it can be hard, especially if you're starting out as a newer coach. It's some coaches can hit Success Club right off the bat. Good for them. High five. That's amazing. I mean, any coach can. But some coaches, it takes them a little bit of time to gain some traction, to get themselves out there, to send some invites and start building some traction that way. So I don't want you to ever be discouraged if you don't hit Success Club for the first month, maybe two. But after that, if you're doing the daily vitals and you're taking this seriously as a business, whether it's part-time or full-time for you, you should be hitting Success Club by then. Now, I will tell you, I had my streak. I hit Success Club for almost 2 years straight, and then I did miss a month because I just got in my own way. Shit happened, and I let it hold me back. But I've hit it every month since then, okay? So regardless, you have to be sending out invites. And I want you to keep in mind that when you are getting those, no, not right now, no, not during the holidays, whatever, you are planting a seed for the new year, because we know that people are going to be looking for help. They're going to be looking for the next thing, for the best thing, whatever, come, end of December, January, they will be ready. And with you inviting them now, you're going to be the first person that they think of when January 1st rolls around and they're like, okay, I got to get my shit together this year. What am I going to do? And they're going to think of you because you were bold enough to reach out to them and you were consistent, with your follow-ups. So I just want to reassure you that getting a lot of no's does not make you any different than any other coach out there. We are all getting the no's, getting a ton of them. I get ignored. I get not right now. I get I don't have money, whatever. I get it all the time. But I continue to follow up with them. And some examples, I don't like to give you guys too many scripts because I want you to be genuine in your invites and your following up and connecting with people. But just one kind of example in terms of if somebody gives you the objection they can't right now, I really liked this example. Sorry to hear that, because I'd really love for you to be a part of this. Our next group starts whatever. Can I follow up with you then? And that right there, it shows them that you're not just in it for the immediate sale, and that you actually care and that you want to continue fostering a relationship with them. And a majority of my Success Club points, you guys, come from the follow-ups. And a majority of the time, I have to send 3, 4, 5, 6 follow-ups. Like I have kind of a system where I do one basically every single month. And half the time they're straight up ignoring me, but I still send the follow-up because I can't tell you how many times by the 4th follow-up, they finally respond and they are grateful that I didn't give up on them. They like open up and they're like, thank you for not giving up on me. Thank you for continuing to push and inspire me. I've been watching your stories and wanting to start, but I couldn't, you will get those messages too when you continue to be there for people. I know that sometimes maybe we get too focused on the Success Club number, but you've got to remember that Success Club point, or the 2 points for a challenge pack, it does represent a life change. And so, it's okay to be driven by money. It's okay to be driven by numbers as long as you've got that, the compassion behind it. So follow-ups show that you care. So I want you to always remember that. And with that, being said, make sure that you have some sort of planner, calendar for your notebook, Jesus Lord, a planner or notebook for your business is what I meant to say. And I like to look ahead by like 3 months and just plan out when I'm going to start each challenge group or boot camp, whatever you want to call it. I start one each month. And so, if I'm like with Shift Shop, technically starting on Monday, I'm still inviting people to that one because I'll let them jump in prep week. I don't care. But then come Monday, because I send invites every day, come Monday, I will start sending invites to November's boot camp. And some coaches like to, just be super consistent and start at like every first Monday of the month or every second Monday of the month. I tend to try and follow that. But also, like right now, I like to kind of plan it around the holidays. Like this Shift Shop boot camp is going to end right before Thanksgiving. So people won't be like, oh, I don't want to be doing it during Thanksgiving. Like, okay, you're not. And then the next one's going to start after Thanksgiving. So I did kind of plan it that way. And I do that during the summer because my schedule gets super out of whack. But regardless, just be thinking ahead, okay? And an idea that I heard when I was listening to another team training the other day on YouTube, with the holidays right now, like I said, people not wanting to give a ton of effort with health and fitness, educate yourself on 2B Mindset if you haven't already, or if you haven't done the program yourself or bought the program yourself, and use that, because you can literally just promote it as all we're going to do is try and eat healthier and learn how to fit treats in, because if you can tell people all we're doing is nutrition, we're not even doing workouts, so then that's going to seem like a little bit of an easier way out. So I just thought that was a really smart idea to focus on that. Or if you wanted to do like just a Shakeology and workout challenge, like tell people we're not even going to worry about meal plans right now. We're just going to replace 1 meal a day with a shake and work out, depending on what program you want to do. If you did lift 4 times a week, or anything else is like 6 times a week. Okay. So don't be afraid to, switch things up. Like I said, we're focusing right now on Shift Shop. If you don't like Shift Shop and you're promoting your next challenge group, don't do it on Shift Shop just because it's the new thing. Think about where you are at this season in your life. What are you struggling with? What are you excited about? What are you wanting to achieve? And what kind of improvements are you wanting / already making in your life? Will other people benefit from that? Form your challenge group around that. Now that we've covered all of that, going over announcements from Super Saturday. The first week in December is when Transform 20 goes on sale. That is the new Shaun T program. The private coach test group has been going on right now. That's when you had to earn a spot in it. So it's only like 150 people. They're in the midst of that right now. It's a 6-week program. Sorry, I'm like reading my notes here. It's not just like I know if you think back to probably like the Richard Simmons like step up videos, like if people see the step, they might think that that's not what it is. And it's not just like, if you're familiar or if anybody that you're talking to is familiar with Shaun T workouts, it's not like just plyo and stepping. Um, Obviously, we don't know anything else more than that in terms of the workouts because they have to keep it a secret up until like next week or the week after. But anyway, there's that. Modifier options, you do it without the step, or if the person you're talking to already has like any type of step at home, they can use that too. Okay. It'll come with a dry erase tracker sheet because with pretty much any program that Beachbody puts out, there's some sort of progression, obviously, that you're trying to make every single week. I think with this, it's probably counting how many reps you can do in a certain amount of time, but it's dry erase, so you can actually continue to reuse it if you do the program more than once, which I think is amazing because I hate how in all the other ones, it's just, you can use it once and then you're done. The public test group, coach test group, will start January 14th. And that's for anybody that, how the past test groups have been to earn your spot in. You just have to be a coach and either purchase like a Transform 20 completion pack yourself, or you have to sell one to somebody. That's how they did it or how they're doing it for Shift Shop right now. So like if I would have wanted to buy the completion pack, including the agility markers and Shakeology, I could get in, but I sold a Shift Shop challenge pack to somebody, so that got my spot in. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The only other thing they really shared on Transform 20 that I thought would be a good point to share on your social media, because even though December is, over a month away and we're not included in the test group, like don't be afraid to start dropping hints about it. Like, oh, this new program, blah, blah, blah. And when they are allowed to start sharing their transformation pictures, the test group participants in November, don't be afraid to steal those and share them on your Insta stories and on your social media. Be like, holy cow, I can't wait, until this program, 20 minutes a day, yada, yada. But one point that they made, I think maybe it was Carl talking about it, the focus with this, and if you're familiar with Shaun T at all, he's very, mindset driven, mindset focused. It's not just another fitness program. I don't think that any Beachbody programs are just a fitness program. There's so much more to it. But really, drive the idea that this is made to transform your life, not just to get fit, not just to lose weight, not just to sculpt muscle. Because there are a ton of fit people out there, whatever that really means, but they still hate themselves up here. They're not happy with who they are. They're not satisfied with where they're at. So they need a coach. They need community. They need a program with a trainer to develop a better mindset. And so be confident when you're sharing about that and when you're inviting people to it, that you have more to offer than just workouts. So that's the meat of Transform 20. Other fun little announcements. The Energize sticks will come out in December. Right now they have them in, I actually had one around here somewhere, like a square packet. And it's just really hard to pour them into a water bottle if you're traveling. But they're going to come out with the sticks that are longer, really easy to go into your water bottle. The Fruit Punch Energize comes out in February. In March, we have the Portion Fix program. Portion Fix is, the colored food containers that we use already, but it's going to be its own separate nutrition program, just like 2B Mindset. You can purchase it by itself. So if somebody already does their own workouts, like they just like going to the gym, but they want help with nutrition, you can set them up with this. You access it through like the nutrition tab on beachbodyondemand.com. And it would also include 100 new recipes. So it'll have that added value to it. In the second quarter of next year, they'll be launching, all they said was a vegan product on the Beachbody Performance line. I can pretty much tell you it's probably going to be vegan recovery because everybody's been asking for it. And out of the other performance products, you can't really make them vegan. So I'm sure that will be it. I'm very excited for that. New program will be launching sometime from one of the current trainers. We don't know who, don't know anything about it. At Summit, they will be announcing a new nutrition product. No idea if it's like food or another supplement. No idea. And we'll be expanding more internationally. I don't know where they would go next. I wonder if it would be like, I don't think I don't know our relationship with Mexico. I feel like that's probably not good with the whole government shit. Maybe like Australia or something. That seems safe. And at Summit, of course, the biggest announcement I think that everybody's pumped about, Rachel Hollis will be one of the speakers. I feel like she's going to make me cry. I can already just see it happening. And at Summit, during like the 2 full days that you're there, in the afternoons, you go to trainings, and they're all like, there's usually, they call them different tracks. You pick like track A, B, or C, and each track has just some different training topics, and you pick based off of what you think you want to learn about. But what I like about what they're doing this year is they're going to target each track more specifically to where you are in your business. So if you're a new coach or just, a lower rank, like you're just really doing like side hustle part-time right now, second track will be more like emerging leaders, like you're building, you're there, you're doing something. And then the third track will be like you're full-time, you have a big team of people, that type of thing. So I'm excited for that. And tickets for that right now, they have the promo sale. $145 is a friggin' steal, because I'm pretty sure when I was at Summit last year, that's when they start selling the tickets for the next year. I feel like I paid more than $145, but whatever. That is good up through the end of October. After that, prices go back up. They continue to go up each month. Summit is legit, you guys. We'll talk about it a little more here. Well, we'll be kicked off here soon. But anyway, yeah, I want a lot of people at Summit. I want a lot of us. And like a lot for me would be like, I'm going to just like scare the shit out of myself and say, I want 10 of my personally sponsored coaches there with me. 10. Last year I had 1. Okay. So anyway, $145 right now. And there is I don't know what to call it. They're doing kind of another promo. You can earn $200 travel cash by hitting Success Club in certain months. So if you would benefit from having $200 to spend at Summit, like on your housing, or like I think they somehow just transfer you cash. I don't know how that was going to work, but regardless, that would be a major help for travel expenses, because you have to pay for housing or hotel or Airbnb, whatever you do. So if you're interested in pursuing that, just message me after this and I will give you the details on that. When we have more people on a call together, I would like to go a little more in depth about Summit, kind of our plans, and once we know like who all has tickets. I know some people probably do it last minute. We can't do anything about that, but Airbnb I think would be the way to go, so that we can all be in the same house, be a hell of a lot cheaper. So yeah, anyway, I'm excited for that, because we'll do like team shirts and like matching cups and stuff, and that's my favorite shit. So last little thing here, a team challenge that I want to propose for all of us. I'll post a little bit more about it in the team page, but earning $300 by the end of 2019. Why $300? I don't really know, but all it takes is 6 people, you guys. 6 people to say yes to a challenge pack and starting their journey with you. So October is not over yet. You could do 2 people in October, 2 people in November, 2 people in December. And that would give you $300 to, if you're like me, pay off student debt. If you, again, like me, you like Christmas shopping for other people, $300. Like, what could you do with that? I want you to think about that. It's not hard to get 2 people. I've gotten 2 people within the last week. So you have 70 days left in the year, to put that into perspective, however you need to plan that out. So within that challenge, when I Again, I'll put it in the team page, but just going to have everybody make a list, write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And every time you get somebody to sign up with the challenge pack, you write their name down. When you get your full 6, send it to me. There'll probably be a prize for like the first person to hit it, or for everyone that hits it. We'll see. How do you get people to do a challenge pack? You do your daily vitals. You got to do your personal development to have your mind in the right place. You're not going to have fun or like be excited to sign people up or to send invites or to talk to people if you don't believe in what we have to offer, if you don't believe in yourself, if you are just feeling like a shitty person. And so do that personal development. Be reading or listening to something. And if you don't know what book or podcast to start with, message me. Let's talk. Okay? Personal development, be committed to a program. Again, like I said, if you don't like Shift Shop, don't do Shift Shop just because it's new. Pick something that excites you, that motivates you, that you can stick to and get results with, because that's what people want to see and hear about. And it's not just always the physical results. Talk about your mental, your confidence, that type of thing. Got to be inviting, talking to people, building relationships, being consistent on social media every single day. I don't care if you got ratchet hair like me, you still show up on Instagram, okay? And recognition. So like when you sign up your first challenger, shout them out on Insta stories. People love that recognition. They're like, hey, look at me, that's me. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have. I guess, well, in terms of, I just wanted to throw a few more examples in there. Like when people are scared to invite, today I was going through my Insta stories, like the people that were watching it, and I was trying to read through the names, like, okay, who haven't I invited before, or who have I not invited in a while? And there was one girl, I saw her name, and I was like, I feel like I have invited her a bunch of times, and she's always kind of ghosted me. And so I didn't message her. She friggin' messaged me like 3 hours later. I was like, hey, when's your next boot camp? I was like, oh. So the universe working in my favor because I'm doing personal development, putting my goals out there, and doing friggin' work. Like, that's how the universe works for you. You can't just sit there and be like, I want to make money. You sit there and say, I want to make money, and then you go do the fucking work, and that's when it will happen. So I was very excited for that. Her and I are still talking right now. And then like 2 other ones that I know could probably get people down if they got this response. I had one girl that was like, oh yeah, I'm already in a Beachbody boot camp. And so I was just like, girl, good for you. Like, I was excited for it. And then I had another girl that was like, yeah, my dad's actually a coach, which I just thought was fucking cool that like someone's dad is a coach. I want my dad to be a coach with me. But we still like, I made a connection with somebody. Hopefully I made her day. She like made my day because she was really nice back. And that's going to happen a lot. So just don't feel like you aren't doing something right or feel like you are doing it wrong if you get messages like that. I get it all the time. Top coaches get it all the time. So that is all I have. I'm going to stop the recording at this point.